In a world where every move matters, the future belongs to those who see beyond the obvious. Coupled with the power of compelling insights, bold perspective, impactful reporting, and youthful energy, BusinessLine delivers the gold standard of business journalism. With sections like chart gazing, do the derivatives, and market radar that bring you unmatched credibility and an in-depth understanding of the markets. We do not just report the news. Our in-house financial analysts and experts decipher it and deliver insights you can act on. We are the only business paper that provides an in-depth coverage on agriculture and commodities markets, apart from crucial sectors like economy, banking, automotive, IT, and more. You could be a businessman, CEO, thought leader, seasoned investor, C-suite executive, policy maker, bureaucrat, or an aspiring entrepreneur. Our expert analysis and insights empower you to make informed decisions that drive success. Our Sunday special 12-page feature portfolio provides timely alerts and actionable advice on stocks, bonds, FDs, mutual funds, and more. It has been the trusted source of information for smart investors for years. With dedicated sections like Corporate File, Brand Line, Logistics, Spark, Clean Tech, and various others, we offer comprehensive view of the business landscape. Our opinion and analysis section, featuring thought leaders and industry experts, delivers perspectives that challenge conventional thinking and inspire new ideas every day. With a robust digital presence through our website and app, we engage a vast and loyal readership, delivering credible business journalism anytime, anywhere. With a series of industry and consumer connect initiatives, our curated events and podcasts bring the business world closer to the audience. For more than 3 decades, we've led the charge in business journalism, spotlighting the transformative efforts that shape the Indian economy. Stay ahead, stay informed, stay empowered. BusinessLine, where India turns to for clarity, insight, and success.
है भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
जेके टायर, देश का टायर।
Check. This is my temple, this is my mental peace sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without, you better hear me. Can't do without.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
और क्या चल रहा है?
मामा, मैं तो ना सोशल मीडिया पे वीडियोस देखकर ही शेयर्स खरीदती हूँ। टेंशन ही खत्म।
क्या बात है? लो, मेरी फेवरेट मिर्ची की चटनी खाओ।
हाय, इतनी देगी? आप खाओ, मुझे सूट नहीं करती।
वाह चतुराइन। अच्छा, तुम्हें किसी और का टेस्ट सूट नहीं होता, तो किसी और का इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान सूट हो जाता है?
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने अपनी सूझबूझ की ही माने।
तान धीम तान तन दे दे दे
In a world where every move matters, the future belongs to those who see beyond the obvious. Coupled with the power of compelling insights, bold perspective, impactful reporting, and youthful energy, BusinessLine delivers the gold standard of business journalism. With sections like chart gazing, do the derivatives, and market radar that bring you unmatched credibility and an in-depth understanding of the markets. We do not just report the news. Our in-house financial analysts and experts decipher it and deliver insights you can act on. We are the only business paper that provides an in-depth coverage on agriculture and commodities markets. Apart from crucial sectors like economy, banking, automotive, IT and more. You could be a businessman, CEO, thought leader, seasoned investor, C-suite executive, policy maker, bureaucrat, or an aspiring entrepreneur. Our expert analysis and insights empower you to make informed decisions that drive success. Our Sunday special 12-page feature, Portfolio, provides timely alerts and actionable advice on stocks, bonds, FDs, mutual funds and more. It has been the trusted source of information for smart investors for years. With dedicated sections like Corporate File, Brand Line, Logistics, Spark, Clean Tech, and various others, we offer comprehensive view of the business landscape. Our opinion and analysis section, featuring thought leaders and industry experts, delivers perspectives that challenge conventional thinking and inspire new ideas every day. With a robust digital presence through our website and app, we engage a vast and loyal readership, delivering credible business journalism anytime, anywhere. With a series of industry and consumer connect initiatives, our curated events and podcasts bring the business world closer to the audience. For more than 3 decades, we've led the charge in business journalism, spotlighting the transformative efforts that shape the Indian economy. Stay ahead, stay informed, stay empowered. BusinessLine, where India turns to for clarity, insight, and success.
ऐ भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो।
जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
जेके टायर, देश का टायर।
Check, this is my temple, this is my mental fee sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without, you better hear me. Can't do without.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil.
Pill to swallow.
Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
और क्या चल रहा है?
मामा, मैं तो ना सोशल मीडिया पे वीडियोस देखकर ही शेयर्स खरीदती हूँ। टेंशन ही खत्म।
क्या बात है। लो मेरी फेवरेट मिर्ची की चटनी खाओ।
हाय इतनी देगी? आप खाओ, मुझे सूट नहीं करती।
वाह चतुराइन। अच्छा, तुम्हें किसी और का टेस्ट सूट नहीं होता तो किसी और का इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान सूट हो जाता है?
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने अपनी सूझबूझ की ही माने
तान धीम तान तन दे धीम तान धीम तान तन दे दे
Hello, everybody. Warm welcome from wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you are watching live or until the end of time. Welcome to JK Tyre presents the Hindu Business Line Cerebration Quiz 2024, powered by Indian Oil Corporation Ltd in association with BSE. This is one of India's premier corporate quiz championships, now in its 21st edition. And bringing this quiz virtually to you is me, your quizmaster, Ajay Punya. In its preliminary round that lasted over 2 weeks, over 3,500 corporate executives, business professionals, B-school students, and MBA aspirants participated from across India. And we here today in a city of quiz maestros, in a city that has given us the previous 2 national champions. We are here at the regional round of Chennai. The lineup today to secure a berth in the national final at the majestic BSE in Mumbai on the 20th of October. And once there, they battle for big bucks worth rupees 1.5 lakhs. There's first prize of rupees 75,000, second prize of rupees 50,000, and third prize of rupees 25,000. Number 1 on the list is first runner-up at the national final in 2021, first runner-up at Chennai in 2022, and national title last year, with those feathers in his cap defending the crown for himself and for Chennai. He is Jaykantan from TCS. Following him is a debutant in Cerebration, so welcome along is Rohit Suresh from Tyre Analytics. Following him is another debutant. This is Gaurav Datta from Ernst & Young. Next up is someone who is regularly in attendance in Chennai, but perhaps this time he'd like to be in attendance in Mumbai final as well. At number 4 is Ramesh Natarajan from Tyre Analytics. Our penultimate participant is Agnideep Poddar from SRM Institute of Science and Technology. And finally, the 6th name on the list, this is Gopal Kidao from Madras Metallurgical Services. So these 6 will fight in Chennai for a place in Mumbai to keep the national title in Chennai, while they think about how to make that happen, encouraging them with some inspiring words from the editor of BusinessLine, Mr. Raghuveer Srinivasan. Sir, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Greetings from BusinessLine. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome all of you to the regional rounds of the 21st edition of the Hindu Business Line Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2024. We are thrilled to have so many brilliant minds competing in this prestigious event. First, I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each one of you for making it this far. The response we received during the preliminary rounds has been nothing short of overwhelming. This year, we received over 3,500 entries from professionals across various sectors, showcasing the incredible diversity and talent that exists within the corporate world today. Your enthusiasm and passion for knowledge are what makes this quiz so special. The Hindu Business Line Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2024 has always been a platform that brings together sharp minds from the business, corporate, and business schools to engage in a battle of wits and intellect. It's not just about winning, but about celebrating the spirit of inquiry and continuous learning that drives our professional journeys. Today, you will face challenging and thought-provoking questions that will test your acumen, awareness of current affairs, and analytical thinking. I encourage all of you to give it your best shot, enjoy the experience, and make the most of this exciting opportunity to connect with like-minded professionals from across your city and the country. I'd also like to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to our partners, without whom this event would not have been possible. A big thank you to them. They are JK Tyres, Indian Oil, Bombay Stock Exchange, and Amity University. Your support is invaluable, and we are really grateful for your contributions in making this 21st edition a grand success. I'd also like to thank our wonderful quiz master, Ajay Punia, who has been with us for several years now doing this quiz. He never fails to bring out the best in our participants. With that, let's get started, and may the best team win. Best of luck to every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Before we begin, I'd like to invite Professor Dr. D. Subakar, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Bengaluru, and Dr. Sali P.S., Vice President, Ritnand Balved Education Foundation, to take the stage and address our participants.
Welcome to Amity University Bengaluru's world-class future-ready campus. We are here to transform the educational landscape by shaping minds and driving innovation. We offer 21 UG and PG programs in engineering, management, biotechnology, behavioral sciences, pharmacy, law, and design disciplines. Innovation is woven into the student-centric, flexible academic system that encourages multidisciplinary learning and learning by doing. We provide a campus where the students feel comfortable with a conducive learning environment and a blend of academics and extracurricular activities.
At Amity University Bengaluru, we are shaping tomorrow's leaders. Our curriculum blends academic excellence with real-world experience, fostering critical thinking and ethical decision-making. Through industry partnerships, hands-on projects, and leadership workshops, we empower our students to lead with confidence and integrity. Our faculty, combining academic and practical expertise, guide students to excel in their fields. At Amity, we are not just educating the students, we are creating future leaders who will make a significant impact on society.
Thank you, sirs. Deep appreciation, of course, for our partners who made this gathering, the Hindu BusinessLine Cerebration 2024, possible. Our presenting partner is JK Tyre. It's powered by Indian Oil. It's brought to you in association with BSc, university partner, Amity University, Bengaluru. Thank you all very much. All right then, participants, we are all set. The celebration that is Cerebration. We begin this competition of 4 rounds with our very first round. It's called Wildcard. 4 questions with 2 clues each, all on the buzzer. There's 10 seconds of time after the second clue, and there's only 1 buzzer per participant per question. After you give me a wrong answer on the first clue, you can avoid negatives because you get a provisional -5, but you can avoid them if you call for a wild card. The wild card here will be the second clue. If you call for the second clue, if you get it right, you don't get any negatives. But if you call for the wild card and you get that wrong, your -5 becomes a -10, right? And the question goes to somebody else on the buzzer. If you're on the second clue, we're playing for +5 or -5. But if you're still on the first clue, and if you haven't asked for the wild card, then you'll get a -5, provided you got the answer wrong. And then we go to the second participant on the buzzer. They may give me a wrong answer and then ask for wild card. Totally depends on how the game goes on. Right, if you are ready, we'll start with the first question common to all the participants coming up on your screen now. This is the list of major shareholders of Tyre. At number 1 is Tamil Nadu Industrial Development Corporation Ltd. Number 2 is Tata Sons Private Limited, who's number 3 on the list after Tidco and Tata Sons. On the buzzer is Gaurav from EY.
Yeah, is this Rakesh Jhunjhunwala's company?
Is this Rakesh Jhunjhunwala's company? I will give that to you. It's actually Rekha Jhunjhunwala. So after, of course, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala passed away, everything went to Rekha Jhunjhunwala. So I'll give that to you. That is correct. That's very well done. That's a good start. Gaurav from Ernst & Young taking 10 points for himself. That's very good. Well done. 10 points to you, Gaurav. We'll move on to the next question. Here's question number 2. Established in 1875 in Calcutta by the British in the wake of a cyclone, which government agency shifted its headquarters to Shimla in early 1900s, then to Pune in the late 1920s, and finally to New Delhi prior to independence? On the buzzer is Rohit Suresh.
NDA.
Say that again, please.
NDA, National Defense Academy.
That is incorrect. Rohit, do you want to play the wild card?
Yes.
All right. To commemorate its 150 years, a logo design contest was conducted last year, and these were the top 3. Rohit, I need an answer.
The tourism department.
All right, that's incorrect. That's a -10 to you, Rohit. Question passes to Jaykantan.
I'll say this is the Indian Meteorological Organization. Meteorological.
Yeah, not an organization, but department. I'll give that to you. That is correct. This is IMD that completes 150 years, and that's the logo that they've been using throughout the year. So, and on the left, you could see some of the logos that came out of the design competition. That's a fine answer there. Jaykantan got it on the second clue. So that's 5 points to you and a -10, unfortunately, to Rohit, who took the wild card and got that one wrong as well. So got it wrong twice over. So that's a -10 to you. Right. We'll now move on to our next question. Here's number 3 coming up on your screen now. When the hardware company launched its first product in 2016, it was priced at least 50% higher than its rivals, but it employed BLDC technology, which helped customers save 65% energy consumption. Which company that is now employing hands-free technology to venture into kitchen appliances? On the buzzer is Jaykantan.
I'll try Atomberg.
You'll try Atomberg. My second clue, becoming one of the sponsors of BCCI earlier this year. Their original product was ceiling fans. They are now entering mixer grinder tech. That is indeed correct. It is indeed Atomberg. BLDC there was brushless direct current technology. So that's 10 points to Jaykantan. Very good. Now for the final question of round number 1. Its history in India has seen the pause button being hit many times. It was first introduced in 1947 budget with the insertion of section 12B. 2 years later, it was removed. In 1956, it was reintroduced in certain assets at the advice of a Hungarian economist. 1992 saw inclusion of inflation. 1999 saw a choice of opting for 92 twist or not. In 2004, it was removed as per Dr. Vijay Kelkar committee's recommendations. In 2018, it was reintroduced subject to a certain minimum amount. The journey of what am I speaking about here? Jaykantan?
I'll say this is estate tax or inheritance tax.
Estate tax or inheritance tax. I'm afraid that's incorrect. Jaykantan, do you want the wild card?
Yeah, I'll try a wild card.
All right. In budget 2024, its quantum was changed again.
This is GST.
GST. I'm afraid that's incorrect. So that's a -10 to Jayakanthan. Question goes to Rohit.
I'll try indexation on real estate.
Indexation of real estate. I'm afraid that's incorrect. That's a -5, Rohit. Final attempt coming from Gopal.
I will say this is the income tax, the brackets. Income tax,
bracket.
personal income tax.
Yeah, personal income tax. I'm afraid that's incorrect, Gopal. That's a -5. You were all in the vicinity, but there's one component that you missed out. You understood that this was something to do with taxation. That is correct. So this was LTCG or capital gains tax. It was again changed this year. Even if I would have got capital gains, I would have considered, but this was specifically about long-term capital gains. I would have considered if somebody said capital gains, but I had other things, but not capital gains. I'm afraid I'll have to distribute some negatives all around. Jayakanthan, that's a -10. Rohit, that's a -5. And Gopal, that's a -5 to you. Right. With that flurry, with that flourish, we come to the end of round number 1. Some capital may have been gained in the form of points, but we'll find that out only when we come back after the short break. See you on the other side.
दीक्षित बोल रहा था इस कंपनी के शेयर्स खरीद लो, बहुत मुनाफा होगा।
सर ये दीक्षित ने रिसर्च किया है?
आई डोंट थिंक सो।
हाँ, तो कोई ठोस डेटा होगा उसके पास।
नो मिस्टर माने। सो व्हाट? टिप नहीं दे सकता क्या? हाँ?
सर ना डेटा है ना रिसर्च है, फिर तो टिप उसे वेटर को ही देनी चाहिए।
नाइस वन। राइट यार।
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने, एरो गैरो की ना माने।
Check, this is my temple, this is my mental peace sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without, you better hear me. Can't do without.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
Welcome back. Time now to collect some premiums. For this is Indian Oil Super 8. A round powered by our partners, Indian Oil. In this round, we'll have 8 questions on the buzzer. Questions will progressively become difficult. The first 3 questions are going to be easy 5s. The next 3 questions, we notched the difficulty level slightly for 10 points. And the final 2 will need some deep awareness for rich rewards of 15 points. There's a flat negative for a wrong answer. Remember, 10 seconds of time for hitting the buzzer, 3 buzzers per question, -5 for a wrong answer. If you are all ready, we'll start with question number 1 coming up on your screen for 5 points. These are pictures from a museum located in which town with a name derived from a cry in excitement of a certain discovery. On the buzzer is Rohit.
Big boy.
And what was the discovery in question?
Oil.
And what was the cry in excitement?
Dig, boy, dig.
That gives you Dig Boy. Absolutely, that is correct. That's very well done, Rohit. Gets you 5 points. Very good. Indeed, Dig Boy. The first oil well. Right, we'll move on to the next question. Here's question number 2 coming up on your screen also for 5 points. In an attempt to keep beauty real, which brand released a video where they shared images generated by AI in response to the prompt, imagine the most beautiful woman? On the right, images in response to the prompt, imagine the most beautiful woman according to blank real beauty ad. On the buzzer is Gaurav.
Is this Dove Real Beauty? Dove,
is
Dove.
Correct. That is the answer that I was looking for. Absolutely. This is the Dove Real Beauty. That's very well done. You can see the distinction between, if you search for, that's what their campaign was about. If you search for the most beautiful woman, and if you search for most beautiful woman as per the Dove Real Beauty campaign. That's very well done, Gaurav. That's 5 points to you. The last one we had Rohit getting 5. This time we have Gaurav collecting 5. Now we move on to the third of our 5 pointers. Here's question number 3. For over a century, the NCAA has been able to successfully avoid sharing revenue with its college student athletes, but now they have agreed to a $2.8 billion settlement with former athletes. By finally acknowledging what change as part of the settlement, can students now earn a share of the revenue? So your ideal answer should be structured as from X to Y. All right. On the buzzer is Jaykantan.
So they will be treated as instead of amateur athletes, they become professionals now.
Is lovely. That is correct. From amateurs to professionals, right? So that's why they get a share of the pie. That's very well done, Jaykantan. That's 5 points to you. So that culminates our 5-pointer question. We now continue, but this time we'll reward 10 points if you give me right answers. Right, here's question number 4. Oppenheimer's recent Oscar success makes it number 3 on the list of highest grossing film of the year winning the Oscar. Oppenheimer pocketed $961 million. LOTR 3 pocketed $1.12 billion. But which film ranks number 1 on the list with $2.22 billion? That's hidden in the visual. On the buzzer is Jaykantan.
I'll say Gone with the Wind.
Is incorrect. That's a -5. Question goes to Rohit.
Avatar.
Avatar, I'm afraid that's also incorrect. That's a -5. Question goes to Gaurav.
I had that same guess. I will say Avengers Endgame.
All right. That's incorrect. Now, what all 3 of you missed out on was you did not pay good attention to the chart. There is a timeline at the bottom. And the one that's missing is in the 90s. Had to be something from the 90s. The guesses were way off. And now comes the right guess. It is indeed Titanic. So Titanic happens to be the biggest grosser to win, also win the Oscar award for that particular year. So this is Titanic. I'm afraid I had to distribute negatives to 3 different players, Jaykantan, Rohit, and Gaurav. All 3 of you get a -5 each. Be careful, gentlemen. We'll move on to the next question, number 5. That's also going to be for 10 points. Here's question number 5. Which company on the verge of selling its India stake to its India JV partner uses something called building margin, a metric that is calculated by subtracting the operating expenses from revenues? It helps gauge the profitability of each of its locations. This stood at 45% for India, 14% for its home market, US, and 8% for China. Which company on the verge of selling its India stake to its India JV partner uses something called building margin? Home market, US. I'm afraid there is no attempt coming from anyone. Everybody letting it go. The answer that I was looking for is, I'm guessing something that you'll all regret on missing, is WeWork. Right, so this is WeWork. So they use something called building margin, right, which is highest for India, even more than their home market of US. No points. First question, I think, that has, no, actually second question that has, in fact, the first question that hasn't been attempted by anyone. And we've had quite a few questions that were missed even after attempts. Right, now for the 6th question, there are 3 more questions to go. The next one is going to be the last of the 10 pointers in this round. Here's your question coming up. Weeks before NYC was about to implement a measure to reduce traffic and pollution in some parts of the city, the plan was postponed indefinitely, citing economic concerns. This means that the projected $1 billion revenue won't be available for public transportation. What measure that has been successful, that has seen successful implementation in places like Stockholm, London, and Singapore, among others? On the buzzer is Jaykantan.
This is the congestion surge pricing on surge tax on cars. Basically, you drive car and in certain zones, you will be taxed additionally. The charge will be levied.
Is correct. That's the answer. Absolutely. It is congestion pricing. That's very well done. Jaykantan gets you 10 points. And that wraps up the 10 pointers. We'll notch the difficulty level a little more now for the final 2 questions, both for 15 points apiece. This one was 10 for Jaykantan. Here's question number 7, the penultimate one for this round. This convict, who paid a record $100 million fine, passed away at the age of 87 few months ago. He was one of the people whose speech inspired which Oscar-winning character I repeat, I'm looking for an Oscar-winning character. On the buzzer is Jaykantan.
This is Gordon Gekko from Wall Street.
And who's this person?
This is, I think this is Ivan Boyaski, who said the greatest good speech.
That is lovely. That is indeed a deserving 15-pointer for Jaykantan. Absolutely. It is Ivan Boyaski who inspired Gordon Gekko. That is the answer that I was looking for. That's very well done. 15 points to Jaykantan. And now, to culminate this round, powered by Indian, we'll move on to our final question. Question number 8, coming up on your screen also for 15 points. Hailed as the best history of oil ever written, this book has an anecdote about a vice chairman of Phillips Petroleum who struck oil after 5 years of drilling in the Norwegian continental shelf, moments before his boss told him to give up and come back home. After the find, the Phillips executive was asked at a meeting in London what methods did Phillips use to diagnose the geology of the field. What 4-letter word did he offer as a response? What 4-letter word did he offer as response about the methods they used? Jaykantan?
Yeah, I'll say luck.
Luck as the method to diagnose the geology of the field. That is correct. Indeed, absolutely. It is indeed luck. That's a lovely answer. Jaykantan collecting 15-pointer yet again to wrap up what has been a phenomenal round. Answers coming from different parts, but it seems to me that we've had fair share of luck going in one direction, and has luck shown on him because he put himself in that position to invite luck. Just like luck here is for all of you at the Chennai regional final, putting yourself in a position to summit. The journey to the summit on the other side of this break. Stay with us.
हाँ, तेरी भी बात एकदम करेक्ट है। ये देख माने, 2 महीने में पैसा डबल। मैं तो इसी स्टॉक में पैसा लगाऊंगा।
लकी, यार तेरा वो 7 दिन में जवान करने वाला फेस पैक दिखा ना।
क्या बकवास कर रहे हैं? कुछ भी।
क्यों? जब तेरा स्टॉक 2 महीने में पैसा डबल कर सकता है, तो लकी का फेस पैक 7 दिन में जवान नहीं कर सकता? हाँ?
राइट है।
मिस्टर माने बड़े से आने, अब न फंसना किसी बहाने।
ऐ भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनून किस शान से, जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से, आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से, गुजरात से, कर्नाटक से, राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो।
जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
जेके टायर, देश का टायर।
Welcome back. Putting himself in a position to get lucky. A quick glance at the scoreboard, and it's exactly how we expected it to be, with some fine answers coming from Jaykantan. He's marched ahead in the lead with a score of 45 points, and between him and the rest there is a fair bit of margin. Gaurav's from ENY currently second with a score of 10 points. And then, of course, we have Ramesh and Agnideep, who haven't really had a say yet in 2 rounds that have gone by. Both of them yet to open their account. Gopal, with 1 wrong answer, is on -5. And Rohit, with quite a few wrong answers coming from him, is on -15. There's still a long way to go. We still have 2 more rounds. Half the quiz still left. So head-to-head, we move on to the second half. We celebrate here the partnership with our presenting partner, that's JK Tyre, as we move on to our 3rd round. This round is called Ride Together with JK Tyre. In this round, I'll give a direct question to each participant, so you perhaps can take a little bit of a breather. I'll pair you up on the basis of your scores. And first pair, of course, will be Jaykantan and Gaurav. Second pair will be Ramesh and Agnideep. The final pair will be Gopal and Rohit. Now, here's how it works. I'll give each one of you a direct question. You give me an answer. I don't declare whether that's correct or not. I take it to your paired participant. Your paired participant would like to either accept or reject your answer, or can pass if they still don't know what to do, even after listening to your answer, so they can pass. And once when you either accept or reject, then depending on whether the answer was correct or incorrect, you get points, or I take away points. So if the right answer is accepted, both of you get points, 10 to the direct, 5 to the paired. If right answer is rejected, then the direct participant still gets 10 points and the paired participant gets a -5. But if it was a wrong answer, and if you accept a wrong answer, both of you get a -5. Question goes on the buzzer. There's 2 buzzers allowed for +5 and -5. And if you reject a wrong answer, you are more than welcome to correct it. If you correct it, you get 10 points. But if you reject it and if you reject it and you still can't correct it, my sincere advice to you would be you might as well just pass it. What if it was correct, right? So why reject it and not know what the actual correct answer was? So just so that you remain immune from negatives, you might want to pass a question that has come your way and you're not sure to accept or reject. Remember, the privilege of passing a question is both with the direct player and the paired player, but not with the player on the buzzer, right? So if you're ready, we'll start with Jaykantan. Jaykantan, you go first, and you are paired alongside Gaurav. So both of you don't need to press the buzzer. The other 4 participants will be on the buzzer, but please don't give an answer immediately. Wait for the direct and the paired players' turns to be over. Right, here's your question, Jaykantan. Please unmute yourself. Also, I'll request Gaurav if you can also unmute yourself. All right, here's your question. In 2018, Mysuru saw the inauguration of this center of excellence that brings JK Tyre's overall R&D under one single roof. Who is it named after?
So I get a -5 if I give the wrong answer.
Yes. Yes. Quick, take a decision.
Okay, I'll attempt. I'll say Visvesvaraya.
All right. I'll pass to Gaurav. He says Visvesvaraya. Do you accept? Do you reject? Do you pass?
I will. So if I reject, I'll have to give an answer, is it?
No, you don't have to give your answer. You can pass if you're not sure.
Oh, I'll pass it.
All right. You'll pass. You'll pass well because that was wrong. So that's a -5 to Jaykantan. Question goes to Rohit.
That was my answer. I'll say Kempegoda.
Is incorrect. That's a -5. Question goes to Gopal.
I'll say Singhania.
Okay, which Singhania?
Vijay.
Sorry, which one?
Vijay.
All right. I'm afraid that is incorrect, Gopal. That's a -5. The right answer is the chairman and MD of JK Tyres. This is Raghupati Singhania, right? So that's a -5 Gopal, -5 Rohit, and a -5 to Jaykantan. Next question is going to go to Gaurav. Gaurav, this is your direct. Jaykantan, you're paired with Gaurav, so the 2 of you don't need to press the buzzer. Others on the buzzer. Here's your question, Gaurav. This chart was highlighted by US FTC when they recently banned a non-compete clause, saying theoretically it will benefit employees by $524 on average. What employment decision creates this $524 arbitrage?
You have to reset the buzzer.
Yeah, you have to reset the buzzer.
Gaurav, take a decision. What do you want to do? There's a negative on a wrong answer.
I don't have an answer. I'll pass.
All right. Jaykantan, do you have an answer of your own?
No, I'll pass.
All right. And there is nobody on the buzzer. I'll close it. The answer that I was looking for, the $500 arbitrage, comes in when you decide to switch jobs, right? If you decide to stay, you get paid, slightly lesser, but if you decide to switch jobs, you get paid slightly higher, and on an average, you get paid about $500 higher. No points to anyone, no negatives either. We will move on to the next pair, and that's going to be Ramesh and Agnideep. And hopefully for the first time, we'll hear their voices in this quiz. All right, first up, I'll give the question to Ramesh, then Agnideep, you'll get the next question. But on this one, Agnideep, you are paired alongside Ramesh. All the others are on the buzzer. Here's your question, Ramesh. In 1994, the company filed a trademark application for the distinctive sound that its products made. Its competitors opposed the application, arguing that other engines would be able to produce a similar sound, eventually leading to a litigation. At the turn of the millennium, the company dropped efforts to register its sound as a trademark. Which company am I talking of? Ramesh?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll say Harley Davidson.
All right. I'll pass it to Agnideep. Do you accept? Do you reject? Do you pass?
I accept.
You accept. I'm afraid that is incorrect. That's a -5 to Ramesh, -5 to Agnideep. Question passes on the buzzer to Gopal.
I'll say Intel.
You will say?
Sorry, I had a Harley Davidson too. So
okay, that's
I'll say
that's a -5, Gopal. I'll pass the question to Jaykantan.
I'll say Ferrari.
Ferrari, I'm afraid that is also incorrect. That's a -5 to you as well. Gentlemen, you can't take as much time on the buzzer. You'll have to be very quick. If your answer has been taken previously by somebody else, doesn't matter to me. You still have to give me a quick answer. Otherwise, I'll give you a negative. So that's a -5 Gopal, -5 Jaykantan. The answer was something that's closer home. The answer that I was looking for was Royal Enfield. All right, so this is Royal Enfield. Unfortunately, that's a -5 to 4 different players. Jaykantan, Gopal, Ramesh, and Agnideep. All of you get a -5. We'll move to the next question. That's to Agnideep. Agnideep, it's your direct.
Yes, sir.
All right, Agnideep, your question. The Startup 24 exchange is backed by this billionaire hedge fund manager and is seeking approval from the Securities and Exchange Commission to launch the first such exchange in the US. What kind of exchange that aims to replicate how cryptocurrencies operate? What is special or unique about this exchange? Aim to replicate how cryptocurrencies operate?
So by using that token currencies,
Are you giving me an answer?
yes, sir.
All right, what is your answer?
Token currencies. When that
Token currency. Okay, I'll stop you there. You've given me an answer. So token currencies. Ramesh, accept, reject?
I'll reject it.
You'll reject it. Okay. Would you like to change it to something else?
Yes.
Sure.
I'll say that they operate throughout the day, 24 hours.
That is correct. That's the answer that I was looking for. It operates throughout the day, 24 hours. Unfortunately, Agnideep, that was incorrect what you said. So that's a -5 to you. But Ramesh, very well done. Gets you +10. 10 points to you. Very good. Now we move on to our final pair. And that is going to be in order, Gopal, followed by Rohit. Okay. Gopal and Rohit, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gopal, your question coming up on your screen. At present, India imports most of its needs for what metal? Majorly from China. And so, to avoid over-reliance on China, the government was reported to seek help from Australia, known for X extracted from hard rock mines, and Bolivia, known for X extracted from brine. Please give me X.
Lithium.
Okay, I'll pass it to Rohit. Do you accept, reject, pass?
I accept.
You accept, and you will accept well, because that is indeed correct. It is indeed lithium. So that's 10 points to you, Gopal, and that's 5 points to you, Rohit, for accepting the right answer. Well done. Okay, then. Final question for our penultimate round. This is going to be for Rohit, and Gopal, you're paired with him. Rohit, your question. The Harvard anthropologist Joseph Henrich reframed the American supposedly neutral objective worldview, or the Western educated, industrialized, rich and democratic view, as a X one. His point wasn't that X is bad, just that it's X, shared by only a minority of the global population. What one word is X?
Weird.
All right, I'll pass it to Gopal.
I'll reject.
You reject. And would you like to change it to something?
Oh, that's necessary, is it?
No, it's
Or
not
I can
necessary.
pass.
It's-
Oh, I'll
no,
pass
you
on that.
No, you've rejected already.
Okay. So,
I'm
I have
asking
to.
if you want to change it.
Sorry?
Do you want to change it? You've rejected it, but do you want to change it to something else?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I'll close it there. The answer was indeed correct. So unfortunately, Gopal, you rejected a correct answer. It is indeed weird. It of course comes from Western, educated, industrial, rich and democratic, right? The weirdest people in the world. That was the acronym that he created. That's 10 points to Rohit. And unfortunately, Gopal, for rejecting a right answer, I'll have to give you a negative. Well, that is it for round number 3. While here there is nothing weird, just our participants neatly tiered. So that was the end of the penultimate round, celebrating the pairing of JK Tyre with Cerebration. Before we head into the final frontier here at Chennai, we'll recharge our energies and take a break. We'll be back shortly.
माने मार्केट बढ़िया चल रहा है नहीं, पर शेयर खरीद कर 2 वीक्स हो गया, प्राइस नहीं बढ़ रहा है।
अरे बढ़ने का छोड़, ये बता कुछ वेट घटा गया?
अभी लास्ट वीक तो जिम ज्वाइन किया है, रिजल्ट आने में टाइम लगता है।
करेक्ट, इन्वेस्टमेंट का भी यही रूल है भाई, रिजल्ट आने में टाइम लगता है।
करेक्ट है मिस्टर माने, बड़े से आने, लंबी इन्वेस्टमेंट की ही ठाने।
तान धीम तान तन दे धीम तान धीम तान तन दे दे दे
Right, welcome back. We are set to summon the scoreboard and see who's taking pole position before the final lap. At this point, staying head and shoulders above the others is not the primary aim, but it is a welcome bonus and a good habit too. So on the scoreboard, we have Jack Anthan, who's lost a few points on that last round. So he's narrowed the margin between him and the others. He's gone down to 35, but he still maintains his lead. In second place is Gaurav, who still keeps a score of 10. Ramesh joins in the act. He's at a score of 5. Then we have quite a few negatives. Rohit on -5, Agnideep on -10, and Gopal on -10. Right, those are the scores before we move on to the final round. Right, here's the final one for the day at the Chennai regional round. Coming up, the end game. This is round number 4. And it's called Impact Layer. In this round, I'll be giving you 4 sets of 3 questions each. So a total of 12, not entirely independent questions. They are independent in the sense of the scores, but they aren't independent in terms of how they are related to each other. Because they're in 4 sets, each set, we have the answer. Once when it's out, it leads to a question, right? So if you give me an answer to each question, all of them on the buzzer, you get +10 and -5 for a wrong answer. There are 3 buzzers allowed per question. Apart from taking a negative on a wrong answer, because we're coming to the end, here, giving a wrong answer can put you in a slightly bigger spot of bother, because then that eliminates you from taking further attempts for future questions in the same set. So if you give me a wrong answer on the very first question of a set, you cannot attempt on the remaining 2 questions. So please keep that in mind. So it won't just be a negative. You're also barred from attempting future questions in the same set. But of course, when we move on to a new set, you are back again into buzzer action. If you give me a right answer, you get 10 points. If you give me 2 right answers in a set, you get bonus 5. So 10, 10, and a 5. And if you give me all 3 answers in a set, you get bonus 10. So that's how it works. We'll start with the first question, first set, coming up on your screen now. These are a few of about 30 newspapers owned by whom at different points in time before he exited the business entirely in January 2020, saying the industry went from monopoly to franchise to competitive to toast. On the buzzer is Jaykantan.
This is Warren Buffett.
And why would you say that?
It says Omaha World Herald. He's the Oracle of Omaha.
And so that's the one word that you picked up and you say Warren Buffett. That is correct. That's well done, Jaykantan. That's 10 points to you. Very good. Next question, also on the buzzer, including for Jaykantan. You know, giving an answer in a set doesn't give you a right of refusal for any question. You still have to work hard at each of the questions. 10 points already in the bag for Jaykantan. Jaykantan gives me one more answer in this set. You get a bonus 5. Okay, remember everyone, negative will also take you away from the third question in this set, but it'll bring you back from next set onwards. Right, we'll move on. Here's question number 2, set number 1. As the calendar turned to the 2000s, Buffett and Munger started thinking about potential successors for their investing portfolio. There were 2 guys that they hired, Todd Combs and Ted Weschler, were both former hedge fund managers and joined Berkshire in the most opposing ways possible. The former by cold calling Munger and the latter by what annual tradition that began in 2000 and was last seen in 2022. On the buzzer is Gopal.
This is the annual convention that they hold in Omaha.
The annual convention in Omaha, I'm afraid that's incorrect.
Oh,
Gopal.
Berkshire Hathaways. Okay.
Yeah, that's incorrect. That's a minus 5, Gopal. That's not the answer that I was looking for. There is nobody else on the buzzer. The annual tradition that began in 2000 and was last seen in 2022 is the charity auction with Warren Buffett, right? So he hasn't had that charity auction since. So the other guy, which is, so Todd Combs was hired, of course, through cold calling Munger, but Ted Weschler was actually one of the guys who won the auction for a lunch with Warren Buffett. And I'm guessing he really impressed Warren, and Warren decided that, hey, why don't you join us? And so that was a very fruitful lunch for both of them, right? So that is what I was looking for. Hard luck to Gopal. It's not the annual conference. He wasn't one of the members of the conference. I'm sure maybe he was, but that's not why he was hired. Right, so that's a minus 5, Gopal. We'll move on to the final question in this set. Unfortunately, Gopal, I'll have to ask you to sit out on this one. I'll bring you back in after this question. The other 5 can attempt on the buzzer. Here's your question, everybody else. In 2012, Tim Cook called Warren Buffett to seek help with what to do with the 100 billion plus cash Apple was sitting on. Amongst other things, what was Cook's takeaway from the call? And in the years since, Apple has spent over $500 billion, which has partially helped Berkshire Hathaway turn a $36 billion bet in Apple into over $135 billion. So what did Apple do after having this discussion with Warren? And they've spent over $500 billion in doing that. I'm afraid there is no answer coming from anyone. So that wraps up this set with the
stock buyback. Stock buyback.
Just 5 to Gopal. But I think Gopal has an answer. Yes, Gopal.
Stock buyback.
Yes,
by Apple.
Gopal. It was stock buyback. That's what Warren told him. He said, if you believe that your stock is undervalued, you should buy your stock. So Apple has spent $500 billion in stock buyback, right? That's all I can say is, give you a polite applause, Gopal. But I asked you to sit out on this one. Couldn't let you attempt on this. But now I will welcome you back in this round. So you can attempt from here on. Just on the first set, we had only Jaykantan scoring 10 and Gopal getting a minus 5. We'll now move on to our next set. Unrelated to whatever happened till now. If it happens to be related in some way, it's only by accident, not by design, right? But it's not like a continuous story anymore. Okay, let's move on. Here's set number 2, question number 1. Last year, SEBI had a few losses in court where the court overturned certain regulatory orders. One of them was about X Securities misutilization of client funds. SEBI ordered X to not onboard clients for 2 years. However, a few months later, the Securities Appellate Tribunal overturned the order. Please give me X, whose logo you see on the left and founder you see on the right. On the buzzer is Ramesh.
Say IFCL.
Just say that one more time.
IFCL, Indian Finance Corporation Ltd.
Right. I'm afraid, Ramesh, that is incorrect. That's not the answer. That's a -5. And Ramesh, you'll have to sit out on the bench for the next 2 questions. The answer that I was looking for is IIFL Securities, not IFCL. Yeah, close enough, but I'll still have to give you a negative. So that's -5. That was Nirmal Jain of IIFL Securities. And so a little bit of clarity was needed because you were close enough. So I wanted to be sure, doubly sure if you actually said the right answer or the incorrect one. Unfortunately, you started right, you ended right, but the middle 2 letters you got wrong. All right, so that's a -5, Ramesh. And Ramesh sits out for the next 2 questions. We'll move on to question number 2 from this set. The inspiration for IIFL's logo is this 9 interlocking triangle mystical diagram for a type of an instrument in Hinduism, reflected in its association with a goddess. What does it translate to in English, which makes it apt as IIFL's inspiration? There is a vaguish translation. If you're in the ballpark, I'll give it to you. It's associated with a certain Hindu goddess. There's nobody attempting. So I'll close it. Does Ramesh by chance have an answer for this one?
My guess is Kamandala.
No, that's not what it translates to. I thought because Gopal was asked to sit out and he knew the next answer, this time I asked Ramesh to sit out and maybe Ramesh has an answer. But no, the answer is wealth or prosperity. This is Sri Yantra, and that's something that you associate with goddess Lakshmi. So the goddess of wealth. So that's what it translates to, and kind of fittingly is the meaning of their logo. Right, final question for this set. No points to anybody on the previous one. Here's question number 3. Demerged from IIFL in 2019 and listed independently, IIFL Wealth and Asset Management was rebranded in 2022. What fintech platform in the picture did the rebranded entity acquire earlier this year? What fintech entity acquired by the rebranded entity am I looking for? There is nobody trying on the buzzer. I'll close it. The answer, the rebranded entity, was actually 361 Wealth and Management. The answer is ET Money, right? ET Money that's rebranded and it's now part of 361 Wealth. There's no points to anybody on this one. Welcome back, Ramesh, for set 3. All right, alongside everybody else. Let's move on to set number 3. First question coming up. What is this an exhaustive list of from 2009, 2019, and 2023? On the buzzer is Jaykantan.
This is Women Economic Nobel Prize winners.
Would you like to identify them for me?
Eleanor Woostom, Esther Duflo, and Golden, I think.
That is correct. Absolutely. That's the full set. The Economics Women Nobel Prize winners, Ostrom, Duflo, and Claudia Golden, who won it last year. That's very well done. Jaykantan, that gets you 10 points. Now we move on to question number 2. Which mathematician's economics Nobel win led to the Nobel Committee expanding the scope of the award to social sciences, including the committee's constitution, including 2 non-economists? So it's expanded the horizon of what is covered in the Economics Nobel Prize. On the buzzer is Ramesh.
Stiglitz.
I'm afraid that's incorrect, Ramesh. That's a -5. Question goes to Gaurav.
Is this John Nash?
It is John Nash. That is the answer that I was looking for. That's game theory. So with game theory winning the economics Nobel, the purview of what could be covered within the economics Nobel sort of expanded a bit into social sciences, because social sciences is something that's because game theory is something that goes beyond just being a part of economics, right? So it covers certain other social sciences as well. That's well done, Gaurav. Gets you 10 points. And Ramesh, I'll have to ask you to sit out on the last question for this set. All right. Now, the next one is going to be my personal favorite from the quiz. So somebody, please get this. All right. Here's number 3. The modern game theory has its origins in a 1920s paper by John von Neumann. Another Nobel laureate who won for development of game theory was Thomas Schelling. Schelling disagreed with Neumann's application of game theory in a certain apocalyptic event, which he thought was imminent. So, when it did not happen for decades, the event that didn't occur formed the subject of Schelling's Nobel lecture. What event that did not occur? That was essentially the basis of the work of game theory for John von Neumann. On the buzzer is Rohit.
Human extinction.
Human extinction.
Like an extinction type, like an asteroid type event, maybe.
Okay, you're expanding, but that's still not the right answer. There is a -5, unfortunately, Rohit. But does somebody want to take a guess? I don't want to just answer this question by myself because, like
nuclear
I said,
war? Nuclear war.
That is correct. The apocalypse here is nuclear apocalypse, right? So nuclear apocalypse, specifically not asteroid-led or anything not human involved. The argument here that Neumann made around game theory was that if there are 2 nuclear states, they will go into war. They will be angry with each other and sort of will go into war. And when more and more countries developed nuclear capabilities, John von Neumann said that obviously, nuclear war is imminent. And Thomas Schelling, he also made this a part of his Nobel lecture, which he also won for game theory. A lot of laureates have won Nobel Prize for game theory, and one of them was Thomas Schelling. So Thomas Schelling's Nobel lecture was really interesting critique of what Neumann said. Because Neumann had died long ago, and he said that, nuclear warfare is imminent and we'll all die anyway. But Schelling said that, it hasn't happened and we're still here. So he basically argued that game theory sort of eventually leads to everybody being nice to each other instead of everybody being angry with each other. So even with, people, countries having nuclear capabilities, we don't have a nuclear war yet. And so we can continue to celebrate the event that did not happen. While I don't want to jinx it, I don't want that event to happen anyway. All right, so welcome back, Ramesh. You're back again in the final set. We move on to the final set now. 3 questions coming up. If you give me wrong answers from here on, your quiz is over, obviously. Let's move on. Here's question number 4. Set number 4, first question. After having turned profitable last year, the first quarter of this year saw Uber making a U-turn on its profitability. As a result, in which country that Uber entered in March 2016 did it decide to cease operations, citing stiff local competition like Uber's own subsidiary Careem and InDrive? On the buzzer is Ramesh. Which country?
I'll say UAE.
UAE, I'm afraid that's incorrect. That's a -5, Ramesh, and your quiz is over. We move on to Gaurav.
This is Pakistan.
Is correct. Indeed, that is Pakistan. That's very well done. Gaurav gets you 10 points. Well played. Now, we move on to the next question coming up on your screen. Ramesh, unfortunately, you can't be a part of the next 2 questions, but well done, Gaurav. That's 10 points to you on the previous one. Here's question number 2. Since its inaugural edition in 2016, the Pakistan Super League has been sponsored by which Karachi-based bank? I've hidden the name in the visual. So which Karachi-based bank has been its sponsor? Unfortunately, the time is up.
Right?
Yes, please.
Habib Bank.
That is correct. This is Habib Bank Limited. Well, if you sit out, I think the pressure is much lesser. I could see the reactions from the others and everybody was on the verge of answering, but it's the pressure of the final few questions and the pressure of being on the buzzer. But when you have no pressure on you, all the world's knowledge comes to you immediately. Right.
When you
So
are
that's
playing
why-
against Jaykantan, there is no pressure. It doesn't matter.
Okay, then we'll let the banter continue, but we'll get through with one more question. But well done, Ramesh. We'll give you a polite applause. Can't give you points for that though. All right, so this is Habib Bank Limited or HBL. We move on to the final question of today's quiz. Here's question number 3. Since its privatization in 2004, who owns HBL under his eponymous Fund for Economic Development? Essentially, just identify the person. And it looks like we'll bring an end to this quiz with no answer on the very last question. But let's see if Ramesh has something for us.
I can only throw mark movies.
Not this one. Does anybody else want to take a guess? No? All right.
Rupert Murdoch.
With
No.
the... Sorry?
Rupert Murdoch?
No, not Rupert Murdoch. I originally wanted to give this question just with the logo and not actually tell you the name of the person, but I thought that, okay, fine. Last question, let me be...
Dominic Strauss-Kahn? Is it Dominic Strauss-Kahn? Dominic Strauss-Kahn?
Not DSK. The answer is Aga Khan. This is Aga Khan Fund for Economic Development. This is Aga Khan is who I was looking for. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Stumps. It doesn't look like there was any apocalypse. Don't know if you were hoping, but it wasn't an event that did not happen. And so on the other side of this break will be the proceeds of persistence to the champion of Chennai. Stay tuned.
ऐ भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनू किस शान से जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से आसाम के बागान से दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से महाराष्ट्र से गुजरात से कर्नाटक से राजस्थान से तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से
जय हो विजय हो देश हो विदेश हो जय के हो
जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से
जय हो विजय हो
जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से
जेके टायर देश का टायर
Check. This is my temple, this is my mental peace sanctuary. The one thing I can't do without. You better hear me. Can't do without.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil.
Castle's a bitter pill to swallow.
Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil. Can't do without it.
सच्ची इतनी इन्वेस्टमेंट पे इतना प्रॉफिट? मैं अभी पैसे ट्रांसफर करती हूँ। सीट बेल्ट लगा लो मिस्टर माने, सेफ्टी जरूरी है।
और डॉली जी, तेरी सेफ्टी उसका क्या?
मतलब मैंने तो सीट बेल्ट पहनी हुई है।
रोड पे नहीं मैडम, इन्वेस्टमेंट में सेफ्टी
है? इन्वेस्टमेंट पे कैसी सेफ्टी? वो तो बढ़ना ही है।
पक्का? स्कीम जेन्युइन है या नहीं? अगर पैसा डूबा तो किसके पास जाओगी?
You are right, मिस्टर माने। इन्वेस्टमेंट करते समय सेफ्टी जरूरी है।
करेक्ट। हैंडब्रेक।
मिस्टर माने बड़े सयाने सेफ इन्वेस्टमेंट्स की ही ठाने
धीम तान तन दे धीम तान तन दे दे
In a world where every move matters, the future belongs to those who see beyond the obvious. Coupled with the power of compelling insights, bold perspective, impactful reporting, and youthful energy, BusinessLine delivers the gold standard of business journalism. with sections like chart gazing, do the derivatives, and market radar that bring you unmatched credibility and an in-depth understanding of the markets. We do not just report the news. Our in-house financial analysts and experts decipher it and deliver insights you can act on. We are the only business paper that provides an in-depth coverage on agriculture and commodities markets, apart from crucial sectors like economy, banking, automotive, IT, and more. You could be a businessman, CEO, thought leader, seasoned investor, C-suite executive, policy maker, bureaucrat, or an aspiring entrepreneur. Our expert analysis and insights empower you to make informed decisions that drive success. Our Sunday special 12-page feature portfolio provides timely alerts and actionable advice on stocks, bonds, FDs, mutual funds, and more. It has been the trusted source of information for smart investors for years. With dedicated sections like Corporate File, Brand Line, Logistics, Spark, Clean Tech, and various others, we offer comprehensive view of the business landscape. Our opinion and analysis section, featuring thought leaders and industry experts, delivers perspectives that challenge conventional thinking and inspire new ideas every day. With a robust digital presence through our website and app, we engage a vast and loyal readership, delivering credible business journalism anytime, anywhere. With a series of industry and consumer connect initiatives, our curated events and podcasts bring the business world closer to the audience. For more than 3 decades, we've led the charge in business journalism, spotlighting the transformative efforts that shape the Indian economy. Stay ahead, stay informed, stay empowered. BusinessLine, where India turns to for clarity, insight, and success.
Welcome back. We've added another glorious chapter to the inglorious history of Cerebration. Like in every Barcelona game, business as usual is when Barcelona takes possession in Chennai. So dominant has his performance been, anything less than a win would have felt an upset. It wasn't to be, for it wasn't meant to be. Unbeaten, undefeated, impervious. Your champion from Chennai at the Hindu BusinessLine Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2024 is Jaykanthan from TCS. Congratulations, Jaykanthan. Never really in doubt of his own self, winning convincingly with a score of 55. Others tried to fight, but it was a fight that eventually was won convincingly by Jaykanthan. To the other finalists, happy, of course, that you could make it, and happier still for extracting those fine answers which make the contest a fabulous one. I look forward to seeing you in season 22 and the live audience tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the Kochi regional round before the big final at the Bombay Stock Exchange in Mumbai on the 20th of October. Before we part, praise and grace in a large portion to our viewers and partners. Presenting partner, JK Tyre. It's powered by Indian Oil. It's brought to you in association with Bombay Stock Exchange, university partner, Amity University, Bengaluru. This was the Hindu BusinessLine Cerebration Corporate Quiz 2024. It's goodbye for now.